Hey birdies. Good morning. Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to Yarn on the Beach. This is episode 47. You can see it's a little bit foggy, a little bit spooky out here this morning, but really pretty colors nonetheless. We have some birds with us this morning. I love it when they're not too shy to hang out and be close, as long as they don't get too close. If you're joining me live this morning, please say hello and tell me where you're from, what you're working on this morning. Good morning, Evelyn. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Charlene, Tammy. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hi, Stephanie from Cape Cod. Good morning, Maria. For those of you who are interested, my tea this morning is green tea with lemongrass and mint. And yesterday afternoon I finished. Stephanie's working on a poncho. Great. Good morning, DJ from Northeast Pennsylvania. I remembered the first time today. Good morning, Cheryl from Australia. Good morning, Tammy. Yes, lots of birds today. Always exciting when they feel friendly in the morning. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Eva. Thank you all for joining me this morning. Linda's still in bed. Good for you. Working on a hat. Snowing in Ohio for Kathy. Robin's in Battle Creek. Good morning, Julia. Good morning, Ann. DJ's working on a stash buster blanket. Good morning, Sarah and Lucille. Melissa. Thank you all for joining me. I'll give you a quick view of what it looks like here this morning. The sun's going to come up in the east from behind these buildings and trees, but it doesn't look like we're going to see a fireball this morning. It was super foggy on the way here. There's the beach to the south. Got quite a few walkers today, and this is the west where you see the Gulf of Mexico, and here it's what the beach looks like to the north. You see there are quite a few walkers down there and lots of birds this morning. Good morning, Alexandria and Jean. Good morning to everybody that I missed. Eva ordered the beaded scarf kit she ordered from me. Wonderful. Lucille joined the group yesterday. Great. Good morning, Christine from Western Australia. There's other people this morning from Australia too. Hopefully you get to see that. Good morning, Lisa from Michigan. She's working on a baby blanket, it sounds like. No, it's not my bag. The black and pink? No, I noticed it about 10 minutes ago, but it's not mine. I missed a couple, I'm sorry. Good morning, Jenny. Somebody said she was enjoying my videos, and I'm very happy to hear that. Hi, Luana from Argentina. Welcome. Jean finished a Fair Isle vest. That's great. Let's see, what do I have in this bag this morning? Oh, Linda has, what do you have in South Carolina, Linda? I haven't checked the forecast, but it's looking pretty gloomy here. I think I heard we were getting storms this weekend. The water's even really weird. Look at how yellowish green tint the water is over there. Not quite a Loch Ness feel, but you know, it's a little spooky, but cool at the same time. Fairy dust bunnies can't stay this morning, but wanted to say hi. Well, good morning. Thanks for joining even for a little bit, and hope you have a great day. Linda said storms there too. Okay. Yep, probably similar. Kathy wants to know how far I am from Venice. At least an hour south. I think I'm somewhere between an hour and an hour 20 minutes south of Venice. Good morning, Annie. Okay, so what did I grab this morning? I had a couple ideas to bring with me this morning and changed my mind at the last minute. So let's see what I've got. Oh, I know what this is. This is the bag full of red and pink yarn for Valentine's Day. For those of you, there's plenty of time still to make these crochet hearts. I have a chart, line by line instructions, as well as videos to make these cute little hearts. Let's see if I have a finished one in here. I might not. No, I don't have a finished one. Anyway, they end up looking like this. I decorated some truffle boxes with them, put them in some envelopes with cards. You could decorate all sorts of things with it or make garland from it. You could sew two together and stuff them to make them puffy, or even make sachets by filling them with lavender buds and flaxseed. I mean, there's all sorts of things you could do with a little heart. Good morning, Faye from California. Thanks for joining. Good morning, Ruthie. But what I was thinking to show you this morning with one of these balls of yarn is how to do a center pull wound ball. You know, we know if you wind yarn on a cake, Annie, a link to the crochet hearts? Sure, yeah, I can do that later. Otherwise, you can go to my website and look under the free patterns and it will be there. Oh, Robin thinks the birds are lined up listening. They sure do look like that. Look at that, they're looking right at me. Good morning, guys. Hi. How funny they are all looking this way. They're saying hi to all of you. Okay, so we're all aware that a center pull ball on a yarn winder, or yeah, when you wind yarn on a cranked winder, you do get, good morning from Iceland, good morning from New Mexico, you get the center pull ball. But sometimes we don't always have access to a winder, and I wanted to show you how you can make a hand wound ball with a center pull tail. It has, you know, it's a little bit of finessing in the beginning, but it's not that hard to do, and it actually is a wonderful trick to have up your sleeves. You never know when you could use it. Let's say you don't have your winder, let's say you're on vacation. One of the reasons I love to use it is because when you're working from a center pull ball, as you're coming to the end, and yes, that's our regular swimmer that just passed by, as you're coming to the end from a center pull ball, the walls start weakening and caving in on themselves, and that's when you can run into some tangling issues, or even just some, I don't know, it gets a little bit messy. So when my hanks, or when my center pull balls start getting that way, I like to rewind the yarn into a center pull hand wound ball. Good morning, Mariana from Egypt. Thanks for joining. She has nice weather there this morning. That's great. Or maybe she's saying this is nice weather. Not sure. But anyway, I'm going to set this side down and show you how to get started with the tail. So when you're doing a center pull hand wound ball, I'm going to try to get to the side of the camera so you can see my hands better. And we'll keep our friends in the camera too. So we're going to leave a nice long tail and start winding the yarn around our fingers, making sure that tail stays separate from our fingers. Okay, I did about 30 wraps because I want it to be kind of meaty, because I want to have something to hang on to when I turn it and wind in the opposite direction now. And I notice how I kept my thumb in there because I don't want it to get too tight. If it gets too tight at this point, it'll make it harder to pull that center pull out when you're done, because as you're winding, it's going to get tighter and tighter. So at the very beginning, you want to make sure that you've built in some slack. Okay, so now we've gone 30 wraps approximately in 2 separate directions. We've got our tail hanging down, and you always want to pay attention to where that tail is. And I'll see, we could tie it up a little bit so it's a little shorter for the camera. There, now you'll be able to see it a lot better. So we're going to make sure we keep that facing down. I want it to be facing down towards my lap as I rotate this ball to continue winding in opposite directions. Now when you're winding a ball normally, you're winding it willy-nilly in all sorts of directions. Now you want to make sure you're just turning it east-west, not turning it north-south as you're winding, so that you don't cross over that tail coming out the bottom. So the first few rounds of doing this, you want to try to stay a little bit loose. You've got, you know, enough tension that it stays on there, but you don't want to go too tight, otherwise you're going to have a heck of a time pulling this out in the beginning. But you'll see we're really coming along and getting a very nice shape of a center pull ball. And even though we're going north-south, notice I'm going on a diagonal as I'm going north-south. And that's what's keeping us with that ball shape. And as you get better at this, you can go faster at it, and you'd be amazed at how quickly you can accomplish this with any size ball of yarn once you get going. The key is just making sure that you never cross over your tail dangling down. And look at that, we've got a hand wound ball with a center pull tail. Now here's the test, right? Now we've got, yeah, Jenny, you want to make sure you wind on a diagonal, thinking about it like a globe. You're winding east, you're twisting the ball east-west as you're winding diagonally, so that this always stays down, so that you never cross over it. And really try to remember to add some slack by adding your thumb into the wraps in the first couple of sections, so that you have the slack, because now I'm going to show you. Watch. We'll take that out. And look at that. Hopefully you can see that that is truly coming out. And there you go. Center pull ball that you can wind by hand, at home, on the road, in an emergency, in a pinch, anywhere and anywhere. I think it's a wonderful little technique. I will do a proper video for it eventually, because I think it'd be great to have in our quick tips folder. I think quick tips are so important because there's only so much you can learn from patterns. You really need to learn the other stuff too, to make your experiences as a crafter so much more seamless, is too much of a pun word, but so much easier. And so the more you can learn little techniques to make things run smoother, and to learn how to handle the hiccups that come along. Sarah wants to know what tea. This is green tea this morning with lemongrass and mint. You're welcome, Ruthie. My pleasure. You just need to, I'll definitely be thinking of how do you roll from the twisted skeins. That's a great question, Robin, and I need to figure out a couple of chairs to show you how to do that. It is great, Ruthie. The tea is really good. It's made by Tazo. It's I think it's also called Zen tea if you go to Starbucks, but you can buy it on Amazon, you can buy it in the grocery store, you can buy it anywhere. It's by the brand Tazo, and it's green tea with lemongrass and mint flavor. I hope it's natural. I didn't pay attention. It's probably natural. I don't know. I love tea so much, Sarah. I'm not an anti-coffee fan. I like coffee too, but the way I like coffee is not nearly as healthy as the way I like tea. I thought I saw something. There was a ripple here by the water. This is like the best weather for seeing dolphin, because we'd see that silhouette so sharp against the smooth water. Sorry I missed a couple of comments. Looks like there's an exchange of weather reports. Oh, Melissa loves this tea too. I missed something else too. Sorry about that. If I ever forget, if I ever don't get a chance to read your comment, please always feel welcome to rewrite your comment when the live broadcast is recorded, and that's when they get retained and I'm able to see them after the fact. The birds are still interested. That's hilarious today. Hi Fred, or Millie, sorry. Hi Millie, glad you could make the live broadcast. I know this is early for you. Good morning, Joni. Thanks for joining us. The lemongrass with the mint is so nice together. I didn't even need to put lemon in there this morning. It's got a nice, bright feel to it. Although lemon would be good too. I like lemon in everything. Good morning, Edna. Thanks for joining. Edna comes from India. I'm guessing it's late in the day for you. I was able to carve out a little time yesterday to dye some yarn. I have some new colors coming in Be So Sporty. Yeah, I think I started 5 different colors yesterday, and I'm going to have a few more going in the next couple of days. Then it's on to, good morning. Robin's never had lemongrass. Lemongrass is really nice. Ooh, Chicago is getting hit with snow. Whoever is there, please be safe. Stay warm, stay dry, and stay safe. So Be So Bold is next up to get dyed. So in the next few days, good morning, PJ. The next few days, I will have a bunch of new colors listed for Be So Sporty in my shop. Hello from Russia. Thanks for joining. So I'll have new colors. Let's see, I have a really beautiful pale peach. I look tired, Shirley says. I am tired. Yeah, you know, we're just doing the best we can. So I'm just glad that yesterday was the first time I was able to cook dinner for Marlon in a while. So we had pesto pasta and salad last night, and he had some flat irons. I think it's flat iron steak. I put it under the broiler. I made some bow tie pasta, added some little tiny fresh mozzarella balls and some finely chopped sun-dried tomatoes and pesto sauce, store-bought. I'm afraid at this moment I'm doing some easy steps. Jolene wants to, I do have Ice Silver Fox in Be So Fine and Be So Sporty. They should both be in my shop. Yeah, so we had pesto pasta, some salad, and he snuck into some Valentine's Day truffles, and that's okay. They're for him anyway. Shirley says she wishes she was Marlon. Oh, you have no idea. I pulled out my, you know what, Linda? I was so surprised that the store-bought tasted good yesterday, but I have a feeling that I'm just not mentally there to be picky at the moment. I was really excited that I made homemade dinner for him. Last night I even pulled out my old massage table because his shoulder's bothering him. So not only did he get all that, but he got a full back massage last night too on a proper massage table. I used my healing balm for the massage oil. All those aromatherapy oils can't be bad. So yeah, so then I've been dyeing yarn. I have the, oh, and I've been dyeing some Be So Serene yarn too. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of sampler kits back in the shop today. They've been sold out for a few days, but the Be So Serene sampler kit will be in the shop later today, and hopefully in the next couple of days, I'll get the pattern posted for that as well. Haven't done my nails in a while, so I've been holding off on doing the video. Can't decide if I need to paint my nails first or not. Oh, we've got more birdie activity. The little birds are yelling at the pelicans for showing up. Man, they're pissed. Like, this is our turf dirt, dude. Get out of here. Do we still have friends too? Oh my God, we still have an audience too. Look at these sweethearts. They're still with us. Good morning, Mar. I love how different this is every day. Every day we get a new wildlife show in one way or another. They're mad. They're like, get out of here. But these cuties are just killing me. I love this. Oh, we've got one really close behind me. I don't know where Curious George is today, but we've got someone. Oh yeah, they're like, hey, can't you see Yarn on the Beach is going on? Like that. So we've got this one right here. He's pretty close. Yeah, I know. Yeah, someone must have found the black coral from yesterday. And the seaweed has turned color too. Oh, let me show you how different the seaweed looks now too. Because, well, I'm going to show it to you in two different ways. Remember how pink the seaweed was the other day? Look at how dark it turns once it's been sitting here a while. So it doesn't even stay pink like we saw, and if you look real close, hopefully it shows up. There's still a tinge of pink in there, but not enough to call it pink anymore. No, nowhere near as pretty. And then this is the other way it looks too. It either, and this might be part of the process, but this one has no pink at all. This one's just white. All stinky, in case you're wondering. Very fishy in a not so appetizing way. I don't know if fish is ever has an aroma that's fish either smells good because it smells like the things it's cooked in, or it doesn't smell at all. I guess if it does smell, you don't really like it. Anyway. Does anybody have any other questions for me this morning? Anybody tries that center pole ball I showed you this morning? What dye color the seaweed would produce? You know, a lot of things don't produce color. If I post on your Facebook group page, I suppose to be showing them, you know what, Donna, I don't know. That's a good question. If anybody knows what the privacy setting is for Donna, if she posts stuff on the Create, Share, Inspire Facebook group page that we all are part of, will it show up on her personal page? If anybody knows the answer to that, would you please chime in? Love to help Donna, because I don't know the answer. What was I saying? Oh yeah, not everything has a color that can get extracted out. Jenny wants to know if my Tunisian hooks are double-ended. I don't do double-ended hooks. I don't necessarily think that that's a bad style though. I just happen to like the ones that come on a cable, because if I'm buying, I like to do Tunisian on just a plain crochet hook in a pinch, like if I'm doing something skinny, like, you know, just this regular size. But if I'm buying one, you're getting some answers there about the Facebook questions. If I'm buying a set or a hook, I like to buy them that have the extension cord on them, because then I have the ability to make larger pieces. I want to have the option of being able to do a sweater or an Afghan, so I feel like it's kind of like straight needles versus circular needles. I like having that flexibility or that option of being able. Okay, Shirley's, it's not a private group, by the way, so Shirley's answer is important also, because my group, I believe, is public. You have to join though, but I don't believe I have it set to be private. Oh wow, that is a good deal, Sarah. Very good. She got a whole set of Tunisian hooks with cables at Goodwill for 99 cents. I mean, how can you possibly go wrong? Even if they last you a day, it's a good deal. I think I'm missing part of what you're saying, Jenny. Maybe, I wonder if you're talking about buying it a la carte instead of in a set. For sure, if you don't know if you're going to like Tunisian, don't buy a whole set. Buy one. And the other thing is, here's my other thought. If you're used to knitting with straight needles, you might be more happy with the double-ended metal crochet hooks. If you're used to knitting with circular needles and having the weight of the work on the cable, you might prefer the Tunisian hooks that are that way as well. I think that's why I prefer that way. I like that flexibility of the weight going down on the cable so that I'm not holding all of it on my hands. But that's a preference thing, so you might want to even try them both out. I came here with wet hair this morning. I don't think I ever come to the beach with wet hair. Well, you're welcome, Jenny. I hope I can help a little bit. I don't have a perfect answer for you this morning, but you know, it does end up coming down to preference. So if there's any way you can try some out, it will, you'll know which ones you like once you try them. Oh, Robin has long ones with square stoppers on the end that were her grandma's. Okay, yeah, that's the traditional kind that I remember. Thanks, Sarah. Whoa, Jan found a whole set of Tunisian for very cheap a year ago too. Yeah, I mean, the stuff's out there. A sprinkle of yarn would like to learn to knit. It's her New Year's resolution. She only crochets so far. That's a great one. Start with something small and get some instant gratification, and just remember, you got to practice, just like with crochet and just like with anything else. You don't get good at anything overnight, right? You got to practice and be okay with it, right? Yes, the Afghan hooks. That's what I think of when I think of the long, straight Tunisian hooks. The Afghan hooks, correct. And they definitely do the job. So if you have access to them, definitely give it a try. But like I was saying, I like just giving it a try on a regular crochet hook so that you don't have to invest in any yarn until you see if you even like the technique. Edna says, I'm not working on anything today. Edna, I showed how to make a center pull hand wound ball of yarn. And if you go back and watch the recording, you can see how I made it, but that was the craft that I did this morning. Where is it? We ended up pulling a bunch out for the demo. See, we did a center pull hand wound ball. So if you go back and watch the recording, you can watch the tutorial on that. That's what we did this morning. Oh, I missed a couple more comments. But we're almost out of time, so let's say goodbye to our birdie friends, and let's soak in this beautiful view for another minute here. Enjoy these beautiful colors, our bird friends, and the sounds of the waves. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to spend this time with me this morning. Hope you enjoyed the sounds of the water, our bird friends, and chatting with me this morning. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial I showed you. If you have any other ideas for tutorials, please let me know. I'm always happy to share with you anything that I already know. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.